Right, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. So today we're going to talk about emails. Wait, actually let me see better. But yeah, we're going to talk about essentially emails, right? And how you can cook with emails, and how you can make people book calls without being this guy who's always talking about, hey, if you have a problem or if you have something, or basically ending every email or every post, every message with a CTA to book a call, right? Because yeah, it's pretty effective, right? To always remind someone to book a call with you if they have any problems, any questions. But what I found to work even better is the thing that I'm going to talk about here. So pay close attention. It's honestly one of the best things. It's a lot of top creators use it today, especially coaches, right? People who are running high ticket offers on the back end and front end. They actually abuse it a bit, so it's kind of untapped as well. So yeah, the email trick that basically quietly doubles your sales or opt-ins or books, right? Say a book calls booked, right, without saying book a call. And if you've been ending every email with, for example, book a call here, because honestly, pretty popular, everybody does it, and that's why I chose to make a topic about this uh popular thing, right? Action, CTA, whatever you want to call it. And then you're probably wondering why barely anyone's clicking. And I've got something better. And honestly, one of the reasons is why there's, I wouldn't say it's probably because a lot of people, especially people who are in this online space, right, your followers, they probably don't only follow you, but they follow 10 other coaches who probably use the same tactic as you. And you can probably connect the dots, but I'm going to say it's honestly because everybody's using the same tactics, the same overuse systems over and over again, it kind of just creates this fatigue, right? This audience fatigue. And they just probably know what is going to happen next after booking a call. It's going to be a sales call. Somebody's going to try to sell them, right? Dig into their pain points, and it's just the same cycle over and over again. And without, of course, me mentioning in this video, it's basically, of course, a big one is the fatigue that you create over time using the same overuse systems today. That's why I have this one thing that is kind of untapped, and it honestly works really good. So, the one sentence, actually, this one sentence has quietly 2x, and honestly, I mean it when I say it, call bookings for me and my clients, and it doesn't even include a link. And here's the sentence. Let me know your biggest roadblock and I'll share how to solve it. It's a really good, right, guys? You can probably see why it's good, why it's working, and why do people actually decide to reply instead of just trying to book a call. It kind of has a different opening to it, right? A different feeling to it. And honestly, there's no pressure, no pitch. It's just basically something to open a conversation, to just have a friendly nurturing conversation, right? Nothing to sell, nothing to do, just opening up, being fair, right? Friendly. Listen, dude, I have a problem. If you have a problem with this thing, share it to me, reply to me, and I'll try my best to actually solve it with you, right? This is why you're here. I created all of this to help people just like you, and it would mean a lot to me if you could just reply to me with your biggest problem and we can solve it together, right? This type of feeling, this type of vibe is honestly one of the best feelings that you can give possibly to your followers in the emails, and this is what I strive to do mostly. And honestly, it works like crazy, right? That's what I'm saying. And it's because it doesn't feel like a call to action, as I mentioned earlier. It feels like a friend offering some help. And the good part about this one is not a lot of people are using it that way, right? They use it, but they don't really leverage it that way, as I'm saying it to do. And let's just break it down. So, first of all, the line triggers two powerful psychological biases. I'm sorry, I'm just a bit sick, but basically, this line, again, as I said, it triggers two very powerful psychological biases. First one is the micro commitment bias, and you're basically not asking them to buy. You're not asking them to buy. You're not asking them to commit to a 30-minute call or to a 40-minute call or to any calls whatsoever. You're just asking for their reply. Basically, once they take that small step, it's honestly way easier to actually continue the conversation with them and to nurture them and qualify them even further, right? And again, this doesn't apply only to emails, right? It applies to your Instagram DMs basically when you can deploy a setter and just have him handle all of the other stuff, right? It honestly, again, it communicates this. I doesn't. I communicates doesn't really actually fit this one. It just kind of makes it so much natural for the conversation to start. It's basically a small yes, a bigger yes, and eventually they go to the sale, right? Which is the whole point, right? And then we have the reciprocity effect. It's basically, if you don't know what the reciprocity effect is, basically you're offering free value upfront, and then you kind of, if the other person doesn't give you something back, they kind of feel bad for it, and so that's how it happened. A lot of people are actually abusing this. It's a pretty powerful psychological trick, and you're basically solving a specific problem without strings attached, and that instantly builds trust and some goodwill for you, right? Which makes them more likely to actually take action when you do invite them to book a call, right? And here's how to use it in your nurture or sales emails, because again, this channel is all about emails because emails are probably the most powerful tool that you can use, especially when it comes to coaching and offering services, selling something, right? Emails are pretty good, right? Number one in my opinion, and in a lot of guys' opinions. And so, after actually sharing some value, just add this one line at the bottom. So, and make sure people actually read it. Like, put it in a place that actually a lot of people are going to read it, and that is going to nurture, or actually not nurture, start this conversation, small conversation. If you're stuck on anything, reply, tell me your biggest roadblock. I'll reply with exactly what I do, right? Again, very simple. It invites engagement, it filters qualified leads, which is very important, very important, especially if you're running a funnel and you're getting leads, but not a lot of sales, right? Not a lot of closes, so that means that it's actually a lead problem, and that will help you a lot, right, with finding those qualified leads that you're looking for. And it leads to conversations, that naturally evolve into sales calls. And honestly, just removes all of this pushiness. There's no bro marketing here. Nothing like too fishy or too like, I just want you to get on a call so I can, sell you something. It kind of starts from the principles, right? From just some simple real human connection, right? So sales don't always start with a calendar link again. They often start with a single sentence, and that sentence can be just something about helping someone out, right? As I said earlier. So if you've been if you've been relying on one big call to action to carry all of the weight, just try this instead and you can thank me later. Start a conversation, build trust, then invite them to take the next step. If you want help building an email system that does this exactly thing at a scale, from the first reply to actually getting a paid client, from that reply, right, you can click the link below. It's going to take you to a website called the Profit Flow System. It's actually my system. And yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything. If you want to go check it out, you can go check it out. If you don't, no problem. So honestly, again, thank you so much for watching this video. It's honestly was a pleasure making this, and catch you in the next one.